The arena floor trembled beneath the weight of 1,000 spectators as Queen Vexithara descended from her obsidian throne. Her 8-foot frame rippled with corded muscle, razor-sharp talons extending from her 6-fingered hands. The Keth Mori had ruled this sector of space for 3 millennia, their empire built on the bones of conquered worlds and the ashes of fallen warriors. Standing in the center of the crystalline fighting pit, Captain Sarah Chen looked remarkably unremarkable. At 5'6", she seemed like a child compared to the apex predator circling her. Her standard-issue jumpsuit bore no weapons, no armor, just a simple black and white sphere tucked under her arm. "This is what the humans send?" Vexithara's voice boomed across the arena, translated through bio-neural implants. A soft-skinned weakling with a toy? The crowd of alien dignitaries erupted in chittering laughter. Representatives from a dozen species had gathered to witness what they assumed would be humanity's humiliation. The Galactic Council had grown tired of human expansion, their strange diplomatic solutions, their refusal to follow the natural order of predator and prey. Admiral Korath of the Zephyrian fleet leaned forward in his viewing box. "The humans have gone mad. Do they not understand what the Keth Mori are?" His aide, a nervous Pilarian, consulted his datapad. According to their records, the Keth Mori have never lost a formal duel. Their queen personally killed the champions of 47 worlds. Sarah bounced the soccer ball once against the arena floor, the simple sound somehow carrying over the crowd's murmur. She had volunteered for this mission, much to the horror of Earth's diplomatic corps. The Keth Mori had demanded trial by combat to settle the dispute over the Kepler mining rights. Refuse and humanity would face a war they couldn't win, except, and they would likely lose their champion, and the rights to the most valuable resource, deposits in 3 sectors. "I accept your challenge," Sarah called out, her voice steady despite the circumstances. "But I propose we modify the terms." Vexithara's predatory grin revealed rows of serrated teeth. "Modifications? You are in no position to negotiate, little human." "One small change," Sarah continued, dribbling the ball between her feet with casual skill. "Instead of fighting to the death, we compete. First to score a goal wins." The arena fell silent. Then the laughter began, deeper, more mocking than before. "A goal?" Vexithara's head tilted, genuinely confused. "You wish to die by sports instead of combat?" "I wish to live by sports instead of combat," Sarah corrected, never stopping her rhythmic ball control. "Unless, of course, the mighty predator, Queen, is afraid she can't handle a simple game." The insult hit its mark. Vexithara's crest flared crimson, and her talons extended fully. Around the arena, holographic betting pools flickered as odds heavily favored the Queen. Some aliens were offering 1,000 to 1 against the human. "Very well," Vexithara snarled. "But when I score this goal, I will feast on your entrails." The arena's AI system materialized 2 goals at opposite ends of the space, simple nets 20 feet apart. Sarah placed the ball at the center of the field and stepped back. She noticed several things her alien observers had missed. The Keth Mori's powerful legs were built for leaping and charging, not lateral movement. Their talons, perfect for rending flesh, would struggle with ball control. Most importantly, their predatory instincts favored direct confrontation over strategy. "Begin," announced the arena's AI. Vexithara charged forward like a freight train, intending to simply overwhelm her opponent and claim the ball. Sarah waited until the last possible second, then stepped aside with a fluid motion that would have made any footballer proud. The Queen's momentum carried her past as Sarah flicked the ball through her legs. The crowd gasped. No one had ever simply avoided a Keth Mori charge. Vexithara spun around, confusion replacing confidence. Sarah was already moving, keeping the ball close to her feet as she advanced toward the Queen's goal. When Vexithara lunged again, Sarah performed a perfect Cruyff turn, leaving the massive alien grasping at air. "Impossible," breathed Admiral Korath. "How is she moving like that?" His aide checked the bio readings. "Sir, the human's physical capabilities are unremarkable, but her coordination, her spatial awareness, It's unlike anything we've seen. What they were witnessing was the product of millennia of human evolution, refined through decades of the world's most popular sport. Every move Sarah made drew on the collective knowledge of billions of players who had kicked balls across grass, concrete, and sand. She carried the legacy of Pele's creativity, Maradona's imagination, Messi's precision. Vexithara's frustration mounted with each failed attempt to catch her opponent. Her charges became wilder, her movements less controlled. Sarah, meanwhile, remained calm, reading the queen's intentions like a well-worn playbook. The human drew, Vexithara to one side of the goal, then suddenly cut back. The ball seemed to dance at her feet as she approached the net. The queen made one final desperate lunge. Sarah chipped the ball gently over Vexithara's extended talons. It arced through the air and settled into the net with a soft whisper. The arena erupted in absolute silence. Queen Vexithara stood frozen, staring at the ball resting in her goal. Around the arena, alien dignitaries sat in stunned disbelief. Admiral Korath's aide dropped his datapad. "Impossible," Vexithara whispered. "I am the apex predator. I am evolution's pinnacle." Sarah retrieved the ball, tucking it back under her arm. "You're a very impressive predator," she agreed. "But I'm not prey, I'm a human. We didn't climb to the top of the food chain by being the strongest or the fastest. We got there by being clever enough to change the rules." She walked toward the Yoi arena exit, then paused. "The mining rights?" Queen Vexithara, still staring at the goal, slowly nodded. "Yours." As Sarah left the arena, the alien observers began to murmur among themselves with a new tone. Not mockery, but something approaching respect. The humans had done it again, turning a fight into a game, conflict into creativity. Admiral Korath leaned back in his seat, shaking his head. "Note to Fleet Command," he told his aide. "Recommend extreme caution when dealing with humans. They don't follow any logical tactical doctrine." His aide, still recovering from what he'd witnessed, managed a weak nod. "What should I list as the reason for caution, sir?" The Admiral watched Sarah's retreating figure. "They play.